Hey y'all, so I'm here with another video. I know I promised y'all one yesterday, but after my technical difficulties and things, it just wasn't gonna happen. So this is not the video that I was gonna post earlier, or plan on posting today. I started the other video and just wasn't feeling it. So this is gonna be Emma Slate's Sins of a King review. This is part one. This is not part one of the actual book that she cuts it off as part one as, just because I feel differently than she did. I feel like part one should be post this thing happening and pre this thing happening, or vice versa. Pre this thing happening, post this thing happening, this major event happening. That's just me. Emma Slate was the writer. She knew what she was doing. But I also kind of want to vent about this book because this book is very aggravating in relation to why characters did some of the things that they did. In the beginning, it was Andrew that I was mad at, and I was mad at him the first time, and I was really mad at him the second time because the way that Barrett meets Flynn Campbell, which is our main two characters, is that Andrew, Barrett's brother, he gives Flynn Barrett as payment for a gambling debt. How stupid and jerkish is that? I don't think I could find a bigger jerk than that in any book that I have read recently. So yeah, I don't like him. I very much dislike him. Knowing what I know and what happens at the end of the book, I think I dislike him more this time around than I did the first time. You kind of just forget about him for a little bit after this book, but he comes back around in a big way in book 4. So yeah. Also, I want to vent because Barrett and Flynn knew that they wanted to be together from the get-go. And so I feel like Flynn should have had a bodyguard on her, even though Barrett wasn't necessarily okay with that and accepting of that in the beginning. I feel like he should have had a bodyguard on her the whole entire time. Even if she didn't know about it, he should have been like, hey, I'm gonna follow her around while she's not in the hotel. And even when she's in the hotel. And you'll see why whenever you get in this book, because some things happen to her. She meets up with some bad guys because of Flynn. No, Flynn is a hotel owner, and he also owns some illegal businesses that people want to take him out and take over. So that puts Barrett in some compromising situations because obviously she's dating him and she's the way to get to Flynn Campbell. And so it also comes about that the FBI is wanting her to turn on him about his illegal businesses, which makes sense, I guess, in a way that the FBI always kind of wants to flip it and have an informant in every video or in every movie or show you ever see. They always have an informant. They always try to get an informant. This makes sense, but I feel like choose the wrong one, which I guess is the reason the book is so good. They choose the wrong one, and the FBI ends up scrambling a while. But this book's really good. There's some moments in this book where I just had to put it down and grumble and fuss about it with someone who didn't even know about the book. Just because it has these really good parts and you think that everybody's happy and you think that it's rainbows and unicorns from then on, and then this bomb hits and Emma Slate throws a bomb at you and you're devastated and don't know what to do and you just have to go read something else for a little bit. That's where I'm at right now. The part one where she says that it's the part one of the book ends on a really good note, I don't think it ends in some cliffhanger. I know that the part where I'm at does, because Barrett ends up getting a syringe poked into her, and she goes sleepy time, and that's the end of that part that I'm on. So yeah, it has a lot to go from the beginning of him meeting her and realizing he wants to date her to the part where she gets a syringe stabbed in her and she goes sleepy time. There's a lot to this book. I don't want to give anything major away because it's better, in my opinion, to read it. But man, this book is so good. No character gets left behind and forgotten. No character gets put on ice and just basically sits there and does nothing the whole entire book. Everybody's involved. Flynn's inner circle is involved. Flynn's family's involved. Flynn, he has all of this stuff going on, and Barrett's in a whirlwind romance, and they don't really know. They just met. They don't really know how to live with each other, or how to date each other. Flynn has a lot of secrets that obviously he can't tell Barrett because he is in this illegal business, and it's safer for him not to tell her. And in a way, I get that, but in another way, I'm like, okay, you already know that you love her. Tell her something so she can help you or do something about this. And it does end up, Barrett does end up saving herself at the end of the day, and actually saving everybody else's butts along the way too. That's the one thing I like about this book. Barrett is a character who is very boring in the beginning, and she has this, she's a Scotland historian or something like that that's a very average, almost boring job to me. In my opinion, it's boring because I don't like history and I know nothing about Scotland, and it just seems like an average job to me. And she becomes this hero and becomes her own person and realizes that she needs people's help, but she has her own mind and she has her own ways of doing stuff and saving the day in the end. Emma Slate has characters in every one of her books. It's like that. Maybe not in the Sibby books because Sibby is just supposed to be a fun rom-com. But definitely in Rack and Ruin, definitely in Sin's books 1 through 4 and 5 through 7. There's always a woman in there who needs something done, but she goes and finds a way to do it herself. Or being a part of what happens. So yeah, go check this book out and tell me what you think. Message me, comment on this video, comment on my YouTube channel, subscribe to my YouTube channel, please, because I want this to work. I want to have more subscriptions and I want to do more videos for y'all. Like and share and comment on both my Facebook pages so more people can see this. I hope that y'all had a really good day.